Well, our special segment at the top of this news wheel, because with just 2 days left before campaigning officially ends in the national capital, the political battleground is more heated than ever. From Arvind Kejriwal's fiery attack on Amit Shah's Gundagardi to the BJP's counter on a toxic Yamuna, the Sheesh Mahal, a corrupt Aam Aadmi Party, and Abda on the residents of the national capital, and of course you've got corruption. The national capital is witnessing a no-holds-barred showdown. That's right. And the Congress too is making its presence felt. We earlier heard Priyanka Gandhi calling both the Prime Minister and Arvind Kejriwal corrupt and pretty much the same people. Now, of course, we're talking about the freebie wars versus welfare. That's one aspect that one has to look at when they're talking about the Delhi Assembly elections, with big ticket rallies, the poster wars that have now come about, and last minute voter outreach. The race for Delhi is in its final lap. And right now, we're going to decode the political messaging, the issues that actually matter and are at the center of these elections, and whether social media campaigns, which is being used heavily, can actually translate into votes. But beyond the war of words, ladies and gentlemen, there are two key issues that remain at the forefront. Of course, the middle class tax relief from the Union Budget 2025 and the ongoing freebie versus welfare debate. Is the Modi government's economic push enough to sway the voters, or is Kejriwal's promise of continued subsidies still a bigger draw? Let's begin by listening into some of the biggest voices, the major stakeholders that are shaping this final stretch of Delhi Assembly elections 2025. My panelists waiting for me right on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
साथियों, आजकल हम देख रहे हैं कैसे दिल्ली में वोटिंग से पहले ही झाड़ू के तिनके बिखर रहे हैं। आपदा के लीडर्स उसे छोड़कर जा रहे हैं। ये जान चुके हैं कि ग्राउंड पर जनता आपदा से कितना नाराज है, कितनी नफरत करती है।
पूरे दिल्ली के लोगों की आवाज को एकजुट करने के लिए एक हैशटैग शुरू कर रहे हैं, हैशटैग अमित शाह की गुंडागर्दी। इस हैशटैग को इस्तेमाल करके मेरी दिल्ली के लोगों से अपील है कि आप इस हैशटैग के ऊपर जितना, अगर कोई आपके साथ कोई दुर्व्यवहार, हमला, गाली गलौज, धमकी ऐसी घटना होती है, आप इस हैशटैग को इस्तेमाल करके ट्विटर पे ट्वीट कीजिए।
मोदी जी आते हैं, भाषण देते हैं, क्या कहते हैं? 80% उनका भाषण जो होता है दूसरों की आलोचना में खत्म हो जाता है। और वो आलोचना क्या होती है कि जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने सन 1950 में ऐसा काम किया, इसलिए आज देश खाई में है। ऐसी बात करते हैं ना। हर चीज का दोष जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी को देते हैं। दूसरी तरफ केजरीवाल जी क्या भाषण देते हैं कि मोदी जी की वजह से कोई काम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। तो मोदी जी को जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी मिल गए, केजरीवाल जी को मोदी जी मिल गए, कोई अपनी जिम्मेदारी नहीं ले रहा है।
All right, so will the BJP come back to power after 26 years? Can the Aam Aadmi Party beat the odds, gain a fourth term? Or can the Congress Party reverse its fortunes in this battle of existence of the three parties in the national capital? To speak more on this, joining me here on the broadcast, Dr. Anil Gupta, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Advocate Anmol Pawar, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party, and Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson for the Congress. Many thanks for joining us here on this particular broadcast. You know, Advocate Pawar, I'm going to quickly come to you first, because we earlier heard the Prime Minister, and he said, voting se pehle hi jhadu ke tinke bikharne lage hain. And I mean, what does one make of that particular statement? This new and, you know, improved gusto right after the union budget was delivered, that middle class push, that's all one can talk about at this point in time.
Can you please repeat your question? You are not
I can. Advocate Pawar, I was saying, the Prime Minister just said, election se pehle hi jhadu ke tinke bikharne lage. Well, how does the Aam Aadmi Party respond to that?
Uh, Mr. Kabir, Jhadu is a symbol of prosperity in Indian homes, and pressing the Jhadu button ensures that 25,000 of the monthly benefits continue for the Delhi families. Because the Bharatiya Janata Party is anti-poor and anti-middle class, that is why they every time make fun of the people of Delhi, and they have not been able
Advocate Pawar,
to.
I usually let the first comment go on because we need to get the snowball running here. But I must come to this. People are talking about how that tax terrorism charged by the Aam Aadmi Party and Aam Aadmi Party's national convener with that budget and that tax relief for the middle class yesterday, that entire argument seems to have been disarmed. Is there any weightage in that argument or not?
Mr. Kabir, only 3 crore people in our country pay income tax. That is 2% of the population. And the only relief this budget granted was the tax exemption was increased to 12 lakh, and that too solely due to Arvind Kejriwal's relentless pressure on the central government. On one hand, Delhi's citizens contribute over 2.10 lakh crores as income tax, 25,000 crores as central GST. Yet the Modi government allocates a mere rupees 325 crores in return, which is an outright injustice to the people of Delhi. In every budget, they discriminate against Delhi simply because the voters have rejected them for the last 75 for last 25 years. On one hand, the Modi government imposes heavy taxes on everything, whether it's petrol, whether it's diesel, whether it's GST on essential commodities, whether it's toll. But where does all this money go? On one hand, we ensure that the people of Delhi gets benefit of 25,000 per month. And additionally, the schemes which we have introduced this time, like this Mahila Samman Yojana, wherein women will get 2,100 rupees per month, Sanjeevni scheme, wherein the senior citizens will get free medical treatment, and 50% rebate for the students traveling in metro, and in metro, which will help them save another 10,000. While on the other hand, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party which waves off lakhs of crores of loan of their billionaire friends. In the last 10 years, we have seen that they have waived off 16 lakh crores of loans. They have slashed the corporate tax from 30% to 22%. तो एक तरफ आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है जो आम आदमी के लिए काम कर रही है, और दूसरी तरफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है जो पूंजीपतियों के लिए काम कर रही है.
All right. Let's bring in Dr. Anil Gupta, spokesperson for the BJP, on this particular note. And, Dr. Gupta, even with the Prime Minister's final push that we just saw, the BJP has struggled, at least when it comes to the assembly elections in the national capital. We know where the heart of the national capital lies when it comes to the Lok Sabha polls. But what's different this time around? Do you feel a different energy this time around? How is the BJP faring? How confident is the party? We're in the final stretch of the elections.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and all the viewers. See, let me just elaborate about our strategy to fight this election. Delhi has roughly 13,033 polling booths. Our Panna Pramukh, our booth workers are working very hard on this election, and we are sure to win this election. Second, what we are telling to the voters of Delhi, the 10 years of Kejriwal Saab corruption and destruction of Delhi, everybody is aware what he has done to the Yamuna, what he has done to the air pollution, what he has done to the roads, what he has done to the sewer, what he has done to the electricity, so many things. And third one is our Sankalp Patra. This is our Sankalp Patra, wherein we have, this is the Modi ki guarantee for 20 things. When I just saw this manifesto of Aam Aadmi Party, I take you back to 2020 election. They mentioned the same thing. Half of their manifesto points are the same which they could not fulfill. That was prevailing in 2020. They talked of the free bus ride to the students. It hasn't happened. They talked about the pension. It doesn't happen. So many things. It is just a repetition of lies which is traveling from 2020 to 2025. And what we have given our Sankalp Patra, which is Sankalp Siddhi, and which has a stamp of Modi ki guarantee. What we have sent in, we have been giving this, our Ladli Behna Yojana in many states. We have a track record. This time also we promised to give it to Delhi. We have been giving the subsidized cylinders to many states. We have also promised this thing. We have said KG to PG the free. We have been giving the ready patri walas, the loans and the subsidies and all things. What we have said, we will be forming a board for the auto rickshaw, for the workers, for the gig workers and all those people. And we, for this Yamuna cleanness, we have an example of Sabarmati, we have an example of Mahakumbh at Prayagraj, where more than 50 crores citizen of Delhi and even from the foreigners, and they are taking the holy bath. But the 25 or 30 kilometer stretch of Delhi is most polluted. Center has given more than 8,000 crores in last 10 years for setting up the STP plant, for tapping these nalas, the flood nalas. But it all went into corruption in the hands of the Kejriwal. So we could not do this. But we have promised that we will clean this holy Yamuna in 3 years. We have promised that we will do the cleanliness of the air in 5 years in Delhi. This is what our promise, and we have done. The Indore and Surat are the cleanest city of the country, which is ruled by the BJP state. The Sabarmati, the Ganga, the other rivers are the cleanest river in the Delhi, which we have. Even for the buses, they have been claiming. Center has given more than 1,700 e-buses to Delhi under the FAME2 scheme. They could not purchase. Even the number of buses have reduced. What happened to Delhi Jal Board? It is a den of corruption. It is in debt of 80,000 crores. What happened to the DTC? It is debt of 10,000 crores. So everywhere they have failed. If you go to Delhi, Delhi has a road network of 28,508 kilometers. It is full of potholes. You are not able to find out it is the Gadda or the Sadak or whatever that thing. So we promise whatever we have done. That Delhi is now India is now the 5th largest economy in the world. We promised we will make the Delhi the best capital in the world. This is what, and we have a leadership of Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has delivered, who has shown to the world that how can India
All right,
progress.
Dr. Gupta, let's also bring in the
Congress
Congress spokesperson in on this. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, coming to you next, and I know for the Congress party, it usually feels like a back against the wall situation. That's not going to happen here, at least not on this discussion. We really want to know, because we earlier heard Priyanka Gandhi as well, comparing Prime Minister Modi and Arvind Kejriwal. But isn't the Congress, and that is quite the blaring question in front of the Congress party, isn't the party fighting for relevancy in the national capitals? The voter, share, it has also declined over the years. What's the strategy at this point in time? How confident is the party feeling? What are you expecting and hoping out of these upcoming elections?
The party is fairly confident. We are not fighting for relevancy. The electorate of Delhi has seen 15 glorious years of Sheila Dikshit government. And the same Delhi has seen Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party, who came on the road of anti-corruption and just went on to build a huge shish mahal for himself, and the people of Delhi were dying and, choking for oxygen. This is Arvind Kejriwal. This is Arvind Kejriwal who said कि मैं ना गाड़ी लूंगा ना मैं बंगला लूंगा और मैं सिर्फ एक वैगन आर में करूंगा. I put Rahul Gandhi here when he said कि वैगन आर में चलते चलते वो उन्होंने अपने वैगन आर की पार्किंग शीश महल में लगा दी. So this is Arvind Kejriwal who said कि आप यमुना में 2015 he promised कि you'll take a dip in Yamuna. In 2020 he promised कि I'll take the whole villages and take a dip in Yamuna and I'll drink Yamuna's water. And everybody knows that Yamuna is a literal sewage. Now we are living in Delhi. We are the victims of Delhi being turned from a greenest capital in Sheila Dikshit tenure to a gas chamber now. And nobody has the vision. Nobody, neither Aam Aadmi Party nor the Bharatiya Janata Party. Yesterday, let's come to the problem. Yesterday there was a budget which is hailed as extraordinary and master stroke and everything for the middle class Indians. But who are the taxpayers? It's just 2.254 crores, and bottom 3% of them don't even pay tax. And what are the biggest problems railing economy? And finance minister should have paid some attention on it. When a central government cuts expenditure on health, on education, on rural development, on urban development, on welfare of SC/STs, on women and child, and also the capex, the big government spending. This speaks volumes of the problem that the slowdown, the slump that economy is in. Just making a nil tax reform for a 12 lakh bracket won't suffice. In her whole 3-hour speech, finance minister didn't even mention unemployment once. And so when we say they both are the part of the same coin, this is the Arvind Kejriwal, the Serene Committee. This is not Congress or BJP saying. This is Serene Committee of High Court, which is targeted Arvind Kejriwal government, saying the health infrastructure in Delhi is completely in collapse. The Aam Aadmi Party, my fellow spokesperson, is showing the Mahila Samman Yojana. I really want to ask, does women of Punjab deserve less Samman that you have not promised them from last 3 years? The 1,000 rupees that you promised to the Mahila Samman Yojana. Punjab is in tattering. The law and order of Punjab is in tattering. There were 363 attacks.
All right.